Jagadamba is a play in two acts in which Kasturba Mohandas Gandhi talks about her life with her illustrious husband Mahatma Gandhi. Kasturba, a young mother of two, raised with traditional values, without any formal education, accompanies her husband to South Africa. She is thrust into an unfamiliar country, an unfamiliar world, married to a man with stubborn views that challenge all her traditional values. She learns tolerance and forgiveness, grows as a human being, ultimately becoming Gandhi's soulmate, his inspiration, and his foundation.
Hari, Hari beta, Hari lal, hayya beso aao dikra, mera ladla Hari. Hari, I also long that my children become educated, become big barristers. Hari, Hari, the minute my eyes close, I begin to see just Hari. Hari and Bapu always cross with each other. Why? Who knows? Bapu tells him to do something, he does the opposite. Always. He suggests something, but Bapu says no. Bapu must have his reasons. I want to understand. I must try. Bapu must be up on the deck, jumping around with that skipping rope of his. Oh, or taking his fast rounds, left, right, left, right. For the first time, just the two of us are traveling together, but both are sick. When we reach India, where will we have time to take care of each other? No time to even talk to each other. फुर्सत छानी बात पण करवा माल से नथी. How this ship shakes, swinging like a jhula this way and that. Even to take a few steps, I need Bapu's support. Not that he's in good health himself, coughing all the time. So now we are going home. But what home? Which home? Bapu just wants to meet his Professor Gokhale. He's not well himself, but this chela just longs to serve his guru. You know Bapu, always ready for Nurse Giri and Ayagiri. Here, there, anywhere, night or day. What kind of barrister is he? Shall I tell you? Our Deva was on his way. Deva means our youngest, Devdas. When my time was near, we couldn't find a doctor or midwife. But was he embarrassed? Frightened? No. Hadn't he helped the nurse when Ramdas was born? This time, he did everything himself. Gently held Deva, gave him a bath, and placed our son in my arms. Barrister. 16 or so years ago, we left Bombay in a big boat, Bada style ma. Hari was about 8 then, and Mani barely 4. This barrister looked like a Gora Sahib, only a little kala, but still dressed in his Vilayati style. Even the children were made to dress like Europeans. All day long, Hari Mani paraded on the deck, making tock sounds with their boots. Thank God I didn't have to put on a Maddam's frock. I just had to wear my sari like a Parsi, wear socks and shoes. He taught me how to walk without falling. I asked Bapu, why all this natta patta? He said, so we don't look like natives, but like vilayati barristers, or they will call us coolie barristers. In that long journey, the boat had become our home. For the first few days, eating on the ship was fun. What fun? Sitting at a table, learning to eat with a knife and fork. And eating what? Mashed potato and green peas. This barrister would talk so proudly of his Durban home, but I had yet to see it. Half the time after our marriage, he and I had stayed in separate places. He went to England to study, left us back in India. I was in Rajkot with my in-laws. My elder sister-in-law, my Jethani, was all the time doing puja and prayer with her gods and goddesses. The younger was full of herself. My Saas was fond of me. Still I felt like I was going home, to my Durban home. I had not yet seen that house. I felt drawn to it. My Durban house, big, 2 floors, what you call villa, nice compound outside. So many rooms that Baba happy only were filled with guests. Someone or the other from his office was always staying with us. Christians, Muslims, South Indians, anyone. With all those people around, sometimes I felt like a guest in my home. Still, it was my home. Hari Mani filled the house with their laughter and play. I was carrying Ramdas. The housework didn't seem, but the children were not going to school. Sending to the government school, Bapu would have to use his influence as a barrister, and he wasn't ready to send them to the Christian mission school. So he himself taught them a little bit at home in Gujarati. A madam would come to the house to teach the boys English, but I made the mistake of not learning ABC from her at that time. Clerks from his office stayed at our house, of course, under their master's strict discipline. They kept their own rooms clean. Each room had a pot which they would empty in the morning. Once, a new clerk came to stay. Maybe because he was new, he didn't know this strict rule, he forgot to empty the pot. I saw it, but couldn't bring myself to touch that filth. We had done this work so many times before, but when this Christian clerk came to stay, I was told that his parents used to be from the lowly Pancham caste. I thought, we ourselves have come to a foreign land, left caste religion behind. Why worry about caste taboos? Let him stay in our house, eat with us also. But should I clean his urine pot? I told Bapu, we'll tell him to do it himself when he comes back in the evening. As if Bapu would tolerate this. Pick up the pot. I wrinkled my nose and stretched out my hand. Now, can I control my nose? As it is, the idea of cleaning his pot was distasteful, and then all my old ideas. Once again, Bapu's voice boomed. I had never heard him speak so loudly before, not even in any public meetings. Don't wrinkle your nose. You must do all this cheerfully. Can I tell him? I'm human too. My nose can also shudder at the smell of a pot. If you can flare your nose in anger, I can also wrinkle my nose. But would he listen? I said, I'm leaving this house. Promptly he held my arm to send me away. Then I also let loose. Have you no shame? What kind of husband are you? Maybe this house belongs to you. But does that mean you drive a pregnant woman out in this foreign land? When you sent me out in Rajkot, at least I could go to my Ba's house in Porbandar. But tell me, where will I find Porbandar in Africa? Or shall I go beg on the streets? Then he came to his senses, calmed down, and begged to be forgiven. Then quietly, without wrinkling my nose, I cleaned up the chamber pot. Cheerfully,